Over the past 24 hours, we have seen the altcoin market make a massive recovery. And if you stack that on top of the gains that have been made over the past year in the crypto space, especially in the meme coin market, everyone wants to know what are going to be the top projects to 10x before Christmas time. So by the time it's December 25th and your relatives ask you, how is that crypto thing going? You can tell them to keep the presents because you're going to keep these gains. So in this video, I'm going to break down some projects and what I see happening in the space right now over the next few months, specifically for meme coins. And one or multiple of the meme coins on the list, the goal here is to find them before they absolutely erupt over the next few months. So we're going to talk about the top narratives. We're going to talk about the top chains. We're going to talk about some data and some projects that I've positioned myself in that I do hold full disclosure because I'm only going to talk about stuff that I think is going to do well. And if I believe it's going to do well, of course I'm going to hold it. That's common sense. So full transparency, these videos are purely for education, informational purposes only. Don't buy or sell any of these because I'm clearly not a financial advisor. Go consult your financial advisor, ask them what meme coins they hold, and they'll probably tell you none. So you shouldn't buy any of these projects. These are just the projects that are going to make people a lot of money. So this should not constitute as an investment advice. So as I finish up my Cuban coffee here, let's dive right in. Comment 777 if you're feeling blessed, if you're feeling bullish. And as always, if you're going to become the first millionaire in your family tree, confirm it by tapping the subscribe button. Let's run it. All right, bull runners, welcome back to the channel. So in 20 hours, 15 minutes, and 20 seconds, we have the FOMC meeting when the Federal Reserve is going to discuss dropping interest rates, and the odds have shifted drastically. Over to 63% are expecting a 50 basis point rate cut, whereas 37% are expecting 25 basis point rate cut. So when this happens, the initial reaction may be some shock in the market right now. I talked about in previous videos, a rally up into the Fed meeting, and that's what we're seeing happening now. Over the next 24 hours, there's going to be massive volatility in the crypto space because Bitcoin is reaching this descending resistance that you can see on this screen right here on the bottom of the screen. And so as Bitcoin gets closer to this level of roughly $64,000, which was the high of the 25th of August, we could face some selling pressure there. So I'm expecting some massive volatility as Jerome Powell gives his speech. And if we don't break through this descending resistance to the upside relatively soon, then I would expect Bitcoin to turn back around to the downside and see another sell-off and a back test of these levels back down here that we saw on the 6th of September, the 4th of August, and also the 5th of July to shake everybody out before we ultimately start making the recovery to the upside. Now, obviously, that's just a prediction. That doesn't mean that it'll happen, but I want to warn you first before I talk about these meme coins, because if you just come into the market right now and you just ape into these projects and then you see them sell off another 10, 20%, and then you get pissed off, that's your own fault, because meme coins are the most volatile cryptocurrencies in the world, but they also see the highest upside as well too when the markets do finally break out. And so one thing we need to look at, if I zoom out for you here, is the US dollar index compared to Bitcoin, because as you guys can see, since September 2022, when the dollar topped out and went into a downtrend, Bitcoin was finding a bottom. There was a final capitulation event down near 15K, then it started to work its way out. And so generally speaking on the macro, crypto moves inversely to the dollar. And so as the dollar continuously loses value, what's going to happen here when the Federal Reserve starts lowering interest rates and starts issuing quantitative easing, the global liquidity cycle starts to increase, the value of the dollar is most likely going to continue trending down, and crypto is going to continue trending up on the macro. And once Bitcoin breaks its all-time high, then alt season is right around the corner as Bitcoin's dominance drops. And so once that happens and we see total 3, which is the crypto total market cap excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum, start to fly, then meme coins are going to be some of the largest performers. And so obviously there's the large cap projects like Dogecoin, Shiba Inu, Pepe, Dog with Hat, Bonk, Floki that will do well, but I want to share with you guys some projects that I think will do particularly well, and I want to share the reasons why over the next few minutes. And then if you have some projects that you guys will think will do well, drop them in the comments below and like this video if you want to see more content like this. And so the first thing we need to look at is the Crypto Fear and Greed Index, and we click on all. And so as you guys can see right now, you can see extreme fear is below 20, fear is between 20 and 40, neutral is between 40 and 60, greed is 60 and 80, and then extreme greed is 80 and 100. So the best time to buy in the crypto market is extreme fear, obviously, or fear. And so right now we are in fear. We're sitting at 34.15, even with this market recovery. And if we go to Google Trends and we type in the word crypto and we search over the past 5 years, you can see that retail hasn't really come back to the market. It's 13 out of 100. In March, before the sell-off took place, we were 33 out of 100. So that first little run-up for Bitcoin in the altcoin market was very, very minuscule compared to the parabolic blow-off top that we saw in 2021 and ultimately 2017. If we click 2004 till present, was it like 28 out of 100? So because the market cap is higher for the whole industry, obviously, this low of what we're at right now is a lot higher than where we were in 2020, just because there's more liquidity sloshing around in crypto, but we're still very far off from where we are of 2021. As you guys can tell, in 2021 for that bull market peak compared to the 2017 bull market peak. Well, imagine the bull market peak at the end of 2025, what that's going to do to the search volume on Google Trends that we saw in 2021. It's going to blow it out of the water. So one of the most important data points that we need to look at is total value locked on chain on each of these chains. In terms of all on DeFi Llama, we can see $81.23 billion. Ethereum chain is obviously the largest at $45.16 billion. And then we see Tron's chain at $8 billion in a healthy uptrend. Then Solana as well too, $4.74 billion. Solana at the all-time high had $9 billion. So there's going to be a few chains that I'm going to focus on in this video. I want to focus on 3 specifically that I think are going to do the best leading into Christmas. And the first chain that I want to talk about is the base chain. Now, the reason why I am the most bullish and the number one chain that I'm going to be focused on over the next few months is the base chain is because the total value locked is only $1.6 billion. And this is the first bull run for the base chain. It is Coinbase's chain, and Coinbase is the largest exchange in the United States. And Coinbase has been focusing on their smart wallet to make it easy to onboard normies, which are average everyday retail investors that come into the market later on that want to know like what meme coin should they buy when they saw Shiba Inu running up and Dogecoin running up and all these meme coin projects exploding. To make it easy for onboarding has been the biggest challenge in the crypto space for new investors to know how to buy crypto, because they have to go through an exchange, then they have to send it to MetaMask or Phantom Wallet, then they have to know how to swap to another chain like Solana or Blast or Avalanche or Arbitrum or whatever it may be. And it just gets so confusing that it's too many steps. And when you have too many steps in a sales process, for someone to go from US dollars to, meme coin number 10,000 or whatever meme coin that they're buying, then less and less people are going to invest money into the project that you're holding, which ultimately boosts the market cap. And so the moment that they can streamline that process to make it as minimal steps as possible, that allows maximum liquidity to flow in to that specific project that you're holding. And so that's exactly what the base chain is doing with their smart wallet to connect it to the bank account and literally just go and buy a meme coin right through Coinbase's app on your phone, rather than having to go through some decentralized exchange and some bridging portal to swap over across like the Binance Smart Chain or something like that, like what everyone had to go through last bull run. So $1.59 billion as well too. You compare that to Ethereum's chain at $45 billion in total value locked. How this works is the larger that the volume increases in terms of total value locked, the more multiples that will gain in a project. Because when you guys look at a specific project on like Dex tools, for example, Brett, which is the largest meme coin on the base chain and the first project that we'll talk about today, the market cap of Brett is $747 million. Now that might seem like a lot of money, but that's nothing compared to where Shiba Inu ran to last bull run at like $20 billion. So that's like well over a 20x from where we are right now. Now, will Brett do a 20x by Christmas? I don't think so, but I do think this project will absolutely crush it. And then I'll get into some lower market cap stuff that I think will do even better than Brett. Potentially. Obviously, there's no guarantees here. There's no promises. This is just example purposes only. But as the total value locked on the base chain increases, imagine as the market cap grows in Brett, well, as people hold, it grows by multiples. So really a 10x growth in total value locked is really like a 20, 50, or 100x growth in the market cap of a lot of the projects on chain, just with how the tokenomics work. Now, I'm not going to explain that because that can get pretty complicated, but just know as total value locked grows, market cap grows even more. And the total value locked on base has been consolidating since April of 2024. So that's been about 5 months. Now, there's 2 types of markets we can be in. There's a trending market and a ranging market. Now, range bound means we're just trading sideways, and that's what we've been in. A range bound market, as you can see, we've been trading sideways since April. And a trending market, we're either trending up or we're trending down. So the trend is always our friend. As you can see in the macro, we're trending up. So once we see a break of the resistance of roughly $1.7 billion in total value locked, then we start the uptrend back again, and we have a trend continuation in terms of total value locked. And I would expect base chain to start breaching above $3 to $5 billion before the next major correction happens, potentially even higher than that. So what that means for Brett is parabolic price action, because Brett is the largest meme coin on the base chain. And if we go to coinmarketcap.com and we look at total base ecosystem by market capitalization, the market cap is $38 billion, and USDC is obviously number one because it's, cross-chain at $35 billion. And then number two is Brett, $755 million. So Brett, in my opinion, will do multiple billions of dollars in market cap this bull run. And what we're looking for is some indicators of a trend reversal. So for example, a regular bullish divergence occurs when the price of an asset makes a lower low, while the indicator that we're using, being like the RSI or the MACD, makes a higher low. This type of divergence suggests that the selling pressure is losing momentum and that the trend reversal from bearish to bullish is imminent. So let's look at the chart. And let's zoom in here so you can see this. As you can see on the price chart, we have low number one and then low number two making a lower low in this descending channel right here, where we see lower highs and lower lows. And then if we look at the relative strength index on the daily chart, we can see low number one here for the RSI all the way down at like 28, 29. And then we see a higher low being formed at like 33 on the daily. And so this would be exactly a regular bullish divergence. And so because we are seeing a higher low on the indicator and a lower low on the price chart, this signals that a reversal from bearish to bullish is imminent. Very, very simple. Now, this would be invalidated if we see the RSI break this ascending support right here, and simultaneously we see the price get rejected from this descending resistance. Now, on the contrary, if we break this descending resistance, what we would need to see happen is a break of this horizontal support right here, which would be roughly around 10 cents to, roughly 11 cents. If we can break that and we don't get rejected from it back to the downside for Brett, then in my opinion, it would hold it as support and see a continuation to the upside to backtest the previous level that Brett was at around the 20th of July of roughly 14 or 15 cents. Now, obviously not a guarantee, but we would need to see Bitcoin breaking out past its all-time high in order to see Brett moving to the upside. So Brett would be the number one project on the base chain to keep on your watch list. And one thing that you guys can do is you can go to dextools.io, and if you click on Brett or any other project, you see at the top where it says Hot 3, meaning it's one of the most exciting projects in the top 3. View contract. You can view the web, Twitter, their Telegram, you got the website and then the contract. So if I click contract address, it'll take me over to basescan.org, and you can click on the transfers, the holders, the info, or the contract. You'll see the total holders are 682,000, meaning they have one of the most largest holder base in the meme coin space, not only on the base chain, but across all chains. And then if I click on holders, you'll see the Brett deployer holds 9%, then Bybit holds 4%. And if we scroll down here, you can see all these addresses that hold a certain percentage of the supply of Brett. So if I scroll all the way down, you can copy any one of these addresses. And so I went through this whole list, and you can also go to platform.arkhamintelligence.com, and you can paste the address of these holders to see what else they hold in their portfolio. So this is a little nuanced point here to help you guys figure out if a holder of Brett is holding another project. This will give you an idea of what else they're bullish on. And so for example, this whole list, I don't know if these are all addresses that are spread across, for example, if someone bought in early and they bought a large chunk of the supply and then they just sent it to a bunch of addresses, because I've noticed after copying the majority of these top ones, they just hold Brett and then they hold $12 of Ethereum for our gas fees, and they don't really hold anything else other than some tokens that were sent to them by some random addresses to try and confuse newbies that are looking at their addresses. Except for this address right here, when I copy this one and I paste it, you can see $2.29 million worth of Brett, $661,000 of Aerodrome Finance, $212,000 of Toshi. So if Brett is the number one project that they hold, and the second meme coin that they hold is Toshi, well, then they should be pretty bullish on Toshi, right? So if we look at Toshi, Toshi is the face of base for cat holders. And so because Brett is the boys club mascot, well, Toshi is Brian Armstrong's cat. And so Brian Armstrong is the CEO of Coinbase. And so that's a big trend, is the animals of the exchange owners that own these chains. So because Brian Armstrong is the owner of Base, Coinbase, and Base is the chain, well, Toshi is the cap for the chain. This project will most likely do well the entire bull run. So it is number 2 on the list, right behind Brett. There's 51,000 followers on Twitter. You can see the engagement on their posts is pretty good. They're very active. They're posting every few hours. Like the last post was 19 hours ago. Then yesterday, this was posted, 218 likes, 42 reshares. So I look at a lot of the engagement and I want to see if the engagement is real. And in order to check if the engagement is real, and it is for a project like this, because the market cap is a little bit larger than just a brand new project that's a micro cap under like $10 million. So we click on the followers and we see who is following them, and you can click some of the pages of the followers and you can see, their influence that they might have. And so I'm just randomly clicking on some of these pages to make sure they're not bots. And so I'm not going to do this in this video, but you guys can do it. We've already checked Toshi, and this is going to be one of the projects that will most likely perform well this bull run. Looking at Toshi, it's at a $43 million market cap. You can see it's been in a downtrend since the sell-off took place across the whole market since April, and we are in this falling wedge where you can see lower highs being formed in this downtrend and also lower lows, and it's getting coiled up to the apex of this wedge. And so in a falling wedge like this, when we see a breakout for the broader market in total 3 along with Bitcoin, and Brett starts to break out, then liquidity starts to flow in across the board in the top projects, and Toshi is one of those. So I would want to see a break of this descending resistance right here, and then a trend reversal, which would be a break of the high of the 18th of July, this level right here at like 0.003, and to hold it as support. And then ultimately the target on a falling wedge like this is the high of the wedge. So that's the high of the 9th of April. And where that is from where we are right now, if we were to see a breakout, it's like 600% away from the high. And so as liquidity gets injected into the market, depending on what Jerome Powell says during the FOMC speech, if we don't see a flash crash for Bitcoin and we see liquidity get injected into Bitcoin, then Toshi's going to perform well. Remember, guys, meme coins are purely predicated right now on what happens with Bitcoin. If Bitcoin doesn't do well, then this project is just going to continue to the downside or just trade sideways like this and bottom out. And then you're just going to see it flatline for a while until Bitcoin sees a resurgence. Then we see the resurgence come into the market and we start to see stuff like this take place where massive liquidity comes in. We see consolidation patterns, and then we see a retest of the all-time high a little bit later in the cycle. But either way, Toshi is going to be one of those projects on the Base chain that most likely will do well alongside Brett. Now, the third project on the list is Andy on Base. And the reason why Andy on Base is on the list is because this project is at a $10 million market cap. So the upside for this project is dramatic. It ran to a $40 million market cap with the rest of the market alongside Brett, and we're seeing it break out right now, and it's still 340% away from its all-time high. You can see it break this descending resistance. So depending on how this long this rally lasts, what I would expect is for some resistance to be met here soon and to see a sell-off and a consolidation pattern. And if Bitcoin is still continuing to the upside, then I would expect a continuation for Andy, for Brett, and the other projects on today's list, and that'll be obviously predicated on Bitcoin. But the reason why Andy is on today's list is because if we go to Twitter and we look at what's happening with this project, it's another member on the Boys Club. There's only 7,000 followers, so this is a very small project right now, but the community is strong and it's growing. And when retail comes in the market, this being on the Base chain and it being paired next to Brett and Pepe. Remember, Brett and Pepe both did over $1 billion during the last rally up, and this project only made it to 40 million, but that doesn't mean that it's dead. Obviously, all these projects saw a massive sell-off, so on all these charts, they're going to look relatively similar. We look at narratives, and we see where the money's going to move when real liquidity starts flowing back into the markets. And so, because Andy is a part of Matt Fury's creation right here, and if you guys go to Brett's Twitter, we can see how many followers Brett has. There's 113,000, but this first video right here, his illustration, he's illustrating Pepe, he illustrated Brett, and then you can see the next character on the list that he drew. If I go ahead and scroll all the way through here, right there, boom, Andy. And then there's another character on the list as well too that I'll get into that's on today's list. So the better that Brett does, in my opinion, the better that Andy will do. And we base it on facts as well too. For example, if we go to coinmarketcap.com and we just look at Brett and we see when this breakout took place for Brett over the past year, you can see it was May 15th of 2024 when Brett really started to break out of that corrective low, and it topped out around June 9th of 2024 less than a month later. And if we look at Andy's chart, the exact same thing happened. Right around May 15th, the chart started to reverse from a downtrend, and then it peaked out all the way up here by June 5th of 2024 as well. And we can see the price making a breakout right now because a lot of people are looking for the next Brett at a low market cap. So this only is at a $10 million market cap. To do a 10x, guys, remember that's only $100 million. Now, if we look at where Brett's at right now, and Brett's market cap is currently at $754 million, and we're still down from the all-time high. The all-time high for Brett was upwards of $1.8 billion, nearly $2 billion. So right now, most people can't see the forest through the trees because they're just focusing on the fact that the markets are down right now. But if they look at the total value locked on where the base chain is going to be leading into December, even heck, leading into 2025 or at the end of 2025, as billions of dollars flood in. Well, once Brett passes $1 billion market cap, then $2 billion, then $3 billion, then eventually $5 or $10 billion. If Andy can just capture a small fraction of that, like 5 or 10%, well, let's say Brett goes to a $10 billion market cap, which is like half of what Shiba Inu did on the number one chain that Coinbase is going to be pumping up this entire bull run with the liquidity that Coinbase is earning from fees. What do you think Coinbase is going to do with their revenue, guys? They're going to pump it into the top projects on the base chain. So if we just take 10 billion times by 0.10, 10%, that's $1 billion. Now, if it gets just 5% of Brett's market cap, that would be $500 million. And right now, Andy's only at 10 million. So if we take $10 million right here, where would that put the market cap if we multiplied that by 100x from right here? Well, that would put it at a $1 billion market cap. So I do think it has 100x potential considering what we've seen happen to Brett. Now, the next project on the list is Wolf on Base. This is another one of Matt Fury's creation in the Boys Club. And you can see the chart did the exact same thing as Andy with Brett. It rallied up at the same time, and it's making a resurgence and a recovery right now with Andy. So these projects are going to move in tandem. This project is obviously a lower market cap at a $2 million market cap. The developer did leave this project early, and it is a community takeover, which actually is not a bad thing. Consider that Dogecoin is that. Dogecoin is a community run project. And so because meme coins aren't really focused on being utility driven, they're more so just a game of how early can you get in and how much hype comes into the market and retail coming back in. And so these, like I say, guys, aren't the focus for utility driven long-term holds. This is just where I see trends shifting this bull run as a social experiment observation here, right? I'm not telling you to buy any of these. In fact, don't buy this project because it's very risky. This is some of the riskiest section of crypto. But I say look at the chart because where we are from the all-time high right now is down 80%. And if we see this breakout continue to the upside with Bitcoin, with Andy, and with Brett, then I would expect Wolf to do well. To do a 10x, it's only a $20 million market cap to do that. To do 100x, that would be $200 million. Now, who knows if that'll happen? Obviously, the total value locked on the base chain would need to see billions of dollars flow in. But for a few million of that to flow into the fourth member of the Boys Club, I think is a very fair play there. Considering that holders took this project over and are running the Twitter and are actually doing a really good job with it. 5,800 followers. They got custom art being made, comics being made, all this cool stuff, and pretty good engagement on each of these posts, guys. So this project wasn't completely abandoned, and they're posting nearly every single day with this artwork. So as more users come onto the base chain, as long as they just keep this up and keep posting consistently throughout the whole bull run, then a $2 million market cap is very, very small for what this project could do leading into Christmas and by the euphoria stage of the bull run. Plus, there's over 98,000 holders. That's a lot of holders for this small of a market cap. So that's pretty good numbers. And then the circulating supply is 100% of the max supply. The ownership's renounced. It gets a 96 out of 99 DEX score, 0 buy tax, 0 sell tax. If we go to Token Sniffer, it gets 100 out of 100. The only red X is the initial liquidity, but that's not that big of a deal because right now the liquidity is 150,000 out of 2 million, which is not that bad because that's 7.5% of the market cap. If we look at Brett's liquidity, it's 1% of the total market cap at $7.8 million. So definitely keep Wolf on your watch list the next few months. Now, the final member in the Boys Club is Bird Dog, and this was Matt Fury's favorite creation, and this is on base. The market cap of this project is very small, so this is the highest risk project on today's list at 323,000 market cap, and it saw a breakout with Wolf with Andy, and we're starting to see a little bit of liquidity flow into this project from the low. And so if we see what happens with a project like this when it's breaking out, this is the anger stage right here. We see an initial breakout like this, and then we see sometimes a double bottom, and then it bottom out for a little bit down here until Bitcoin really breaks its all-time high, and we see Bitcoin's dominance drop, and then we see true alt season come in for the disbelief rally, and then the ultimate hope, optimism, belief, thrill, and euphoria stage for these projects. And sometimes the rally can happen really fast, unexpected, because to move this project is not that much, guys. It's 323,000. So if some whales come in and they start rotating over from Brett or Andy or Wolf to try and catch some more gains on a lower market cap project, this is what the chart would generally look like, and it plays out very similar because it's mass psychology and the psychology of a market cycle across the board. And so because we saw parabolic price action and money flow into this project, this did get on the radar of a lot of different people. There's 1,500 holders, a part of this project right here. And if we go on their Twitter, we'll see they have 1,200 followers. The last post was September 15th, a couple days ago. And the community is very small for this project as the market cap is under $1 million. But they're doing what Wolf and what Andy is doing. They're posting art and they're pairing Bird Dog next to Andy and Brett. This is the smartest thing that this project can do. Yeah, can I come out to play now? So in the trenches. Bird Dog's been in the trenches, just sitting low key. No one knows about it right now in the back of the roller coaster right here, while Brett and Pepe are having the most fun. Andy, Landwolf next, and then Bird Dog is a sleeper. So don't sleep on this project, guys. As you can see right here, Bird Dog reposted Landwolf status right here because they're putting the characters together. And so as they team up and as they work together, what it's going to do is it's going to attract a lot of the holders over from Brett and even from Pepe over to these smaller market cap projects towards the end of this bull run. And if we check it on Token Sniffer too, it gets 100 out of 100 as well. The only thing is the liquidity. But that's just because the market cap is so small right now. So liquidity is 41,000, the market cap is 323,000. The liquidity would obviously increase as the market cap increases. So that's what's dropping the DEX score to 86 out of 99 right now, but still 0 buy tax, 0% sell tax. Just remember to take profits. Now the next chain that a lot of attention is flowing over to is Tron's chain. That's because Tron has one of the best looking charts in crypto right now. And the number one project on Tron's chain that will most likely do well as Tron continues to do well is Sundog. Now Sundog is at $339 million market cap. I made a video about this a few days ago. It's sitting at 34 cents right now. The circulating supply is 100% of the max supply, which is really good. The fully diluted market cap is the exact same as the current market cap. And if we click on all and we look at the chart, it's been in an uptrend ever since it's been listed on CoinMarketCap. 100% of the max supply is in circulation. Now this project isn't listed on like Coinbase or Binance yet, but it's on KuCoin, MEXC, BitGet, Bitmark, LBank, and then also SunSwap, which is a lot easier to use if you guys are used to using like Uniswap or PancakeSwap. Watch the video. I'll leave a description below on how people do bridge over using Portal Bridge. And so this is what I was talking about in terms of complication. That's what Base is fixing. So it is a little complicated for a project like this, but that's where the most money is made. It's for those that are willing to go through those hoops to jump through to get a project early before it becomes easy to buy on like a Binance or a Coinbase when it's already at like $1 billion or $2 billion market cap. So if we go to the website here, absolutely so stupid. That's why it works, right? It's like WIF, and WIF went over multiple billions of dollars in market cap. So Sundog, the biggest dog meme on Tron. Every chain needs its dog. Every dog has its day. Tokens are 100% unlocked from day one. Maximum supply is 1 billion. Similar to Dogecoin, so roadmap, wow, many partnership, much mourning. Just nice and cheeky is what it is. So if you can click the contract address, that's it right here on the website, sundog.meme. Sunomics, a fair launch meme on Sunpump. Simple as that. Sundog treats coming soon. We'll see what that is. So obviously projects like this, guys, with websites like this, they're no XRP, right? They're no Bitcoin, they're no Ethereum, but they do have a place in my portfolio because I study culture, I study trends, and also I study total value locked and what's happening on social media and where retail pours their money into when we get to the euphoria stage of the bull run. The people that get pissed at stuff like this are the developers that are pouring all their time and energy into building something great that nobody sees because nobody cares, right? Nobody sees because nobody cares. So doesn't matter. What matters is you position yourself in the right narratives like artificial intelligence, gaming, meme coins, and then of course, bridging global liquidity through a project like XRP. That's why it's the largest pick in my portfolio, but this video is not about that. This project is all about just taking your hand right here and just spanking those cheeks because that's a good dog. While it's at a $341 million market cap, absolutely ridiculous, I know. But when we look at like Wolf or Andy being at a $10 million market cap, you guys can see the potential of what could happen within a 1 to 3 month time frame. Now, the next project on Tron is Suncat. Now, just like there's a dog on every chain, there's got to be a cat on every chain. So like there was Toshi on Base, Suncat on Tron is the equivalent of that. At only a $10 million market cap and 100%, the max supply is in circulation, and the fully diluted is 10.5 million. It's listed on the same exchanges as Sundog on SunSwap. And the website says that Suncat is the official first cat mover of Sunpump meme on Tron, just in Sun's network. They have their NFT gallery. They have the contract address right here, the exchanges that it's listed on. So they've done a pretty good job on the artwork on this website. In terms of charity, they're going to maintain their initiative to aid cats in distress by contributing donations to help in the rescue of their furry friends. Click below to make a contribution. So that's pretty cool. A little artwork there with Justin Sun. And if we go to the Twitter right here, 13,000 followers. You can see this posted on August 18th, had 851 likes, 159,000 views. And they posted the contract address, when they launched. Sunpump just posted about them saying, "Can I have this card, please," from Suncat, saying Suncat to the moon on this flight. And Sunpump, by the way, has 218,000 followers, and it's the first meme coin fair launch platform on Tron. So that's pretty big. The community for this project is very strong, guys. Like, look at this post 14 hours ago, 277 likes, 73 retweets. And if you just scroll down on their Twitter right here, they get a pretty good amount of engagement. They're very strong with the imagery, which is really good for marketing. And then these little GIFs right here, they're posting consistently. That's what we want to see. So we look at the engagement, we look at the consistency, and then we look at the quality of the memeability of what they're posting in terms of artwork, and then who's sharing their stuff, who they're collaborating with, those types of things. And then also exchanges that they're listed on, which will allow for massive liquidity to flow in when money really starts funneling into Tron. And so HTX, MEXC, all the major starter exchanges like Bitmark, Poloniex, and of course SunSwap, just like Sundog. The next project is MAGA or Trump, with $94 million market cap. Now, this project is in a downtrend still, and it's finding a low, going through the anger stage. And then once it finds a low, then getting closer to election, I would expect this project to make a reversal. It is on Ethereum, it's on the Binance Smart Chain, it's on Solana, it's also on Base as well too, which is massive for liquidity. In terms of the circulating supply, it's almost 100% of the total supply. It's close, it's probably like 97, 98%, but the fully diluted, 99 million. The market cap is 94 million. The more that Trump does in the media, the more that this project can use that for marketing, and the community behind this project is obviously pretty decent. Their token holder count is over 80,000 on all chains. They can pretty much meme all of politics forever because politics isn't going away. They posted this September 11th saying, "Breaking, the new cover for Time has been released," with a cat saying "panic." And look, 80,000 reach, 2,400 likes, 500 reposts. So if they just do a good job with having funny marketing centered around, Trump and Kamala, and then make some animations like this that they're doing, then get some good animators and stay in the limelight. Anytime Trump does something or Kamala does something absolutely ridiculous, then that could draw a lot of retail back to this project when the market overall starts breaking out and Google Trends starts trending up for people searching crypto. And I don't even know how they did this with this ball tracker that has, Trump's head on the actual tracker for the ball, which I think is pretty cool because I just downloaded this app for that. And I've been starting to play golf a lot more frequently to try and get better. So I expect this project to do well into election. Now, after election, once the hype dies down and, either Kamala or Trump wins, then, this project could experience another major pullback. So just keep it on your watch list going to election. We'll see what happens. First, it needs to find a bottom, and then it needs to experience a reversal from that bottom to start trending back up for a trend reversal. Now, another project that I think will perform very, very well this whole cycle, similar to what Shiba Inu did, is Floki. Now, Floki is at a $1.1 billion market cap. So this is a large cap project, but it's been in a downtrend with the rest of the market. And this has been added to a lot of portfolio capital companies' portfolios. The fully diluted is virtually the exact same as the market cap. The chart is looking really good on the weekly with the stochastic RSI all the way down here, below 20. The K line's at 10. The D line's at 9. The RSI is at 46, below the RSI-based moving average, and the MACD has been in a downtrend, but we can see momentum shifting over from bearish to bullish, and the MACD line is below the signal line. Once we see that cross up and we see this project, break this descending resistance, even if there's a shakeout for Bitcoin, we see another low, eventually I would expect a break of this descending resistance and to see a reversal for Floki either in the near term or in the midterm leading into Christmas with the rest of the market. So this is a large cap project that I do hold in my portfolio because I do think this project still has 10x potential, even though it's at a $1 billion market cap, because of the marketing that they're doing, the utility that they have, the holder base, and the overall magnitude of how many people follow them and what they're doing. They have 600,000 followers. Their roadmap got 2.9 million reach, 7,000 likes, and they're just posting consistently, guys. They just launched their Floki trading bot as well too, which makes it very, very simple, and it's multilingual as well too. So what is this, Japanese or Chinese right here? And so we got people from overseas jumping on board. They just did an airdrop with Simon's Cat token for those of you guys that participated. If you didn't, then definitely check out their trading bot. It's really, really simple. I'll leave a link in the description below. Quick disclaimer, yes, that is a referral link and we do earn rewards from that, but that helps support value-based videos like this. So I appreciate you guys going through that link if you want to support the channel. And I'll leave a tutorial below as well too on how to use the trading bot. But they also have Valhalla, their metaverse game, and the metaverse was really hot last bull run. So when crypto gaming really starts to surge, Floki can position themselves within multiple verticals to attract a lot of people, whether that be gaming, meme coins, metaverse, real world assets with TokenFi. They've now garnered the community from Simon's Cat, which is a massive project over in Europe, from this guy who was kind of like Matt Fury, but over in Europe, who writes all about this cat who goes on these adventures. And I showed you guys the size of the YouTube channel of Simon's Cat, and I think it's like over 1 million. They get hundreds of thousands of views per video. So Floki is actually one of the strongest legit projects and communities in the space with the most amount of utility for a meme coin, and that's why it is on today's list as a large cap project. So I appreciate you guys for watching this video. If you want to see more content like this, make sure you go to bullrunners.com, put in your best email address to be instantly subscribed to our daily video newsletter, and you'll also discover how to earn more crypto in less than 10 minutes per day playing the #1 play to earn game on the XRP ledger. So that way you can stack your crypto rewards to be able to diversify into anything that you want before we get to the euphoria stage of the bull run. So I will see you on the next video. I will see you through the links in the description below. As always, you guys know what to do. Stay bullish.